सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरते यौपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम इत्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम् भगवन् मर्त्यं वा इदं शरीरम् आत्ममृत्युना तदस्य अमृतस्य अशरीरस्य आत्मनः अधिष्ठानम् आत्तो वै सशरीरः प्रिया प्रियाभ्याम् न वै सशरीरस्य सतः प्रिया प्रिययोः अपहस्तिरस्ते अशरीरं वावसन्तम् न प्रिया प्रिये स्पृशतः। Bhagavan martyam va idam shariram. Hey Indra, this sharir, the body, is martyam, subject to death. Not only subject to death, attamrityana, it is always in the jaws of the death. The body, mortal body such as this, tasya amrutasya asharirasya atmana adhisthana. Adhisthana is a seat of the Atma, the self, that itself is asharira, is unembodied, amruta, immortal. It is a seat or the locus of manifestation of the Atma that is altogether of the opposite attributes or opposite nature. But the body is mortal, the Atma that manifests the body is immortal. But the body is body, the Atma that manifests is unembodied. And these two characters are being told here, but in every way, Atma is Vilakshana, altogether of the Lakshanas, characteristics that are quite opposite to the characteristics of body. So this is a very important thing. the body serves a very important purpose. Whatever be the nature of body, it is mortal, always under the jaws of death, constantly dying, whatever it is. It is impure, it is, so you can say whatever you want to say about the body. But the most important purpose serves is, it is the locus of manifestation of Atma. So that's how we know the presence or existence of Atma. And that's what creates in us a very desire to know the Atma. Because Atma is manifest, it's experienced that way. Atma, which is immortal, cannot become the object of experience anyway, the sense organs of the mind. But on account of the Atma manifesting through this body, it becomes the object of our experience. No doubt, as Aham, as I, the Atma becomes the object of experience. It is true that it's not the experience of Atma as Atma is. Even though Atma is immortal, we feel that I am mortal. Even though Atma is limitless, I feel that I am limited too. But in any case, it is a body. This body. Not a table or chair, not something that is insentient. The body, that is sentient body, is a seat of manifestation of Atma. So someday a desire can arise. What's the nature of the self? Who am I? So this question can arise provided that I is being experienced, is the object of experience. That's the only way that even the desire to know the Atma can arise. Something that is not experienced, there cannot be desire to know it. Something is experienced, but not quite known or understood, there can be desire, jignasa. What is known samanyataya generally, but not visheshataya particularly, for that there can be the desire, jignasa, the desire to know. There cannot be desire to know something which is not experienced at all, of which there is no general experience also, there cannot be desire to know. One must have known it in some way that it exists. So where is Timbuktu? Provided I heard name Timbuktu and know it is a place, then there can be desire, where is it? So similarly, that is why Aitreya Upanishad and others say, how Ishvara created the whole universe and created this body and created the sense organs, created mind, created the whole infrastructure. And everything is ready for the entry and manifestation of Atma. So then Atma says that if I do not enter here, this will all remain meaningless. This body, sense organs, the whole infrastructure, including the objects, the Vishaya, the universe is created. What purpose will it serve? If I am not there, therefore he enters. So this sole purpose, that someday there can be a desire to know the self, in which case the self can be known. Meaning that the self of the Atma can be known only in this body. And that too in the human body. In the human mind, basically, I should say. But then the human body contains a human mind, which has the potential of even knowing the Atma. Even though Atma is immortal, even though Atma, whatever it is, limitless, and the mind is limited still, that limited mind has the potential of knowing the self that is limitless. So in that sense, it's a great blessing. Tadasya atma sharirasya amrutasya asharirasya atmana adhishthanam. This insignificant body is adhisthana, the seat of manifestation of the Atma that is limitless. Attvai sashariraha priya priyabhyam. Unfortunately, what happens is that when the Atma manifests here, habitually also there is the identification with the body. So habitually it becomes sasharira, Atma as though it becomes embodied. Meaning the tadatmya or identification of the body is habitual, is a result of ignorance, and therefore sasharira, embodied, meaning that one takes oneself to be embodied. Not that Atma becomes embodied, neither, because body has no connection with Atma at all. Even though Atma manifests here in the body, there is no connection between the two. There is no relation between the two also. And therefore, mano buddhi ahankara chittayana, I am not the mind, I am not the sense organs, I am not the body. And even though it is no connection, whatever, it is still the seat of manifestation. And that being the case, there is a habitual identification with the body. And therefore, Atma, who is ashariraha, who is unembodied, takes himself to be sashariraha. I am embodied, I am possessed of body, sashariraha. Sharirana sa vartate iti sashariraha. One who possesses the body. Not only I am possessing the body, I am the body. Therefore, this is the kind of notion or the complex or the delusion that arises in Atma. So therefore, priya priyabhyam atta, naturally the body is always in the days of jaws of death. And the death constantly manifests as priya and apriya. We said that attam vayam, so attam mrityuna shariram. Body is always held or grasped by death. The death itself constantly manifests as priya and apriya. The pleasant and unpleasant, all these pairs of opposites, that's how it is constantly bombarded. The shariram is constantly attacked or bombarded by these pairs of opposites. If it's one kind of thing, then the body can get used to it. All the time unpleasant, then body may get used to it. All the time dishonor, all the time something happens, okay, but then now honor and then dishonor, that's where the problem is. That is what wears out the person. Person gets worn out. Because there is happiness, there is elation, harsha is there, and then right away there is shoka or the grief. So this is the death. Attvai sasharira priya priyabhyam. That it is under the grasp of death means that it is constant under the grasp of or subject to being attacked or afflicted by the priya and apriya, the pairs of opposites. Navai sasharirasya satah priya priyaho apahati hasti. As long as one looks upon oneself as embodied, which notion arises from the identification of the body. As long as that is there, priya priyayoho apahati nasti. Apahati, elimination, destruction of the pairs of opposites means impact. There cannot be elimination of the impact of the priya priya, the pairs of opposites. The priya and apriya will always remain because they are the nature. That's what the universe is made of. The universe is made up of this dvandva or pairs of opposites. Therefore, it will always present itself either as priya or apriya. But then that need not affect me. But I become affected or inflicted by them as long as I am identified with the body. So the only way to become free from samsara is ashariram bhava santam. So cause of samsara also is told here and the solution also is told. What's the cause of samsara? What is samsara? So priya priyayoho So what is it? Priya Priya Attatvam Priya 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 Bham Bhyam Attatvam. Under the grasp or the jaws of Priya and Apriya is samsara. And what is moksha? Priya Priya Apahatehi. Elimination of the Priya and Apriya is the simple definition here. So what is samsara? Being constantly afflicted by the pairs of opposites. And what is freedom? Being free from their effect, influence. So therefore, Sashariraha is a samsari, Ashariraha is a samsari. The one who looks upon oneself embodied, which notion arises from the identification of the body, is samsari. And one who knows himself Ashariraha, which arises from a viveka or discrimination between the body and the self, he is liberated. So this is something very important. This is Vedanta's diagnosis, and at the same time also the prescription, the diagnosis of the samsara and of the bhavaroga, of the disease of samsara, and the prescription, the treatment for becoming free from samsara, the prescription. Bhagavan yan manyase akshadhara lakshana. So the thing is that the bhashya has to be in keeping with the purva and apara, what has preceded and what follows. So inasmuch as Indra thought that the Atma is mortal, the Atma in deep sleep is mortal. So question of this martyatvam comes. Because Indra said that this prajna, the sushupta, vinasam eva apito bhavati. Sir, I find that the Atma, the sleeper, it comes to vinasa, comes to destruction, comes to death. I find that the Atma in the deep sleep is mortal. So that is the thread that Prajapati picks up. Indra's problem is, so naham atra bhogyam pashyami, I do not see any benefit because Atma is mortal. So knowing Atma such as that is not going to give me any benefit. So then the point is, when Indra says Atma is mortal, is it because Atma is mortal, or is there some reason why Indra thinks that Atma is? So is there some reason why Indra comes to this conclusion that Atma is mortal? Is Atma really mortal? If not, then what's the reason why Indra has this perception or delusion that Atma is mortal? Why? Both the things must be told. Is Atma mortal? If not, why does one think it is mortal? See, this is the uniqueness of Vedanta. It also explains the reason why we feel the way we feel. So, yad manyase akshadharadi lakshana samprasad lakshana atma maya ukta vinashame apido bhavati iti. Now, Prajapati said all along, Etam tveva anuvyakhyasami. So I'm going to tell you about the same entity. What I said about the Akshadhara Purusha, the Purusha in the eyes, which again was said to Etam tveva anuvyakhyasami, which was said again as a dreamer, which again was told in the sleeper, that Atma. So Prajapati is only talking about one Atma, not three Atmas. Because in each case there was clarification. Etam tvevate anuvyakhyasami. I'm going to tell you about the same entity. So when Indra says that I find that the sleeper Atma that is sleeper is mortal, means Atma is mortal. So what is the reason why Indra has come to this conclusion? So Atma maya ukta vinashame apido bhavati iti manyase. That you believe that Atma comes to death. Shunu tatra karanam. Tatra means where? In Indra's manyata. So, karanam is what? So, the notion that Indra has that the Atma is mortal, see, understand the reason why you think Atma is mortal. Yadidam shariram vai yat pashyasi tadetan martyam vinasi. So certainly Bhagavan, something is mortal. But not what you think. Yadidam shariram pashyasi, this body that you see, that you experience, tadetat martyam vinasi. It is a body that is mortal. The body that you see, that you experience is mortal. So this is enough. This was additional. Attam mrityuna, that is an additional thing. But basically, it is a body that is mortal and you think that Atma is mortal. Why is it? Because sasharira. Then again, teacher said, Tachat attam mrityuna grastam satatameva. Not only body is subject to death, someday body is constantly dying. It is constantly under the grasp or grip of the jaws of death. So therefore, Anandagiri says in the last line on the page 401, Nanu mrityam iti etavata eva mrityu vyaptatve sharira siddhe kim iti attam mrityam punaruchyate. So when you say the body is mortal, meaning it is already pervaded by mortality. Meaning that it is never free from mortality because body is mortal. So, martyam iti etavata eva mrityu vyaptatve sharirasya siddhe. When you say that the body is mortal, meaning it is never free from mortality. It is mortal, subject to death. Then, kimiti attam mrityuna, then why is it said further that it is under the jaws of death? It is mortal, it's going to die. Then why do you say that it is held or grasped by death? Looks like punaruchyate. What's the reason why I am saying it again? When you say that it is mortal, subject to death, it is going to die. Then why do you say that it is held by the death? Tatraha, then Bhashyakara says, kadachideva iti. So page 402, Kadachidevam mriyate iti martyam ityukte na tatha santraso bhavati yatha grastameva sada vyaptameva mrityuna iti ukte iti vairagyartham विशेषः इत्युच्यते आत्म मृत्युना इति. Kadachideva mriyate. When you say the body is mortal, it is going to die. It will die sometime. Jatasya vai dhruva mrityu. That is certain for the one that is born, and the body is born, so it will die. Okay, it will die. So, kadachideva mriyate iti martyam. When you say the body is subject to death, then the idea that we get is that someday it will die. Okay. Na tatha santraso bhavati. That doesn't create much fear. We'll see. We'll cross the bridge when we come to that, something like that, And so that's how we generally postpone. We know that everybody dies and whoever is born is going to die. But still, I think it all applies to somebody else. And therefore, I do not somehow This statement also does not create any kind of a fear or anxiety or concern in me, usually. That someday it will happen, we'll see. That day is far away. And therefore, santrasam, that fear or anxiety or the concern is not created simply by knowing that the body is mortal. Yatha grastameva sada vyaptameva mrutyana iti ukte. But not only it is going to die someday, it is under the jaws of death. It can die any moment, understand? Because not that death, someday the body will, it's always held by death, under the jaws of death. So it can die any moment. Then you become alert. Wait a minute, I can die any moment. And so, then the anxiety or the fear or the concern that arises is different. Iti vairagyartam vishesha uchyate. Vishesha, this specific, this additional qualification. What is the additional qualification? It is always held by death. So, mortal it remains, meaning that it is mortal. But further qualification is that it is always under the jaws of death. That about mortality also, the more specific thing is being told. So more peculiarity or uniqueness about mortality is that it is constantly under the jaws of death. And so it creates fear. For what reason? Vairagyartham. For creating vairagya for this body. He says, hey, you can't hold on to this. It's not going to be with you all the time. And therefore, whatever time you use it best. And so, jo kala kare, aaj kar le, aaj karo, ab kar le, what are you going to do tomorrow? Do it today, what is it done today? Do now, etc. Don't postpone anything. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha dosha anudarshanam. That's why Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita gives this value. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha dosha anudarshanam. Anudarshanam, being constantly aware that life is full of misery. Then Lord Krishna points out to misery. Life is full of misery. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Janma also is painful. Mrityu also is painful. Old age also is painful. Vyadhi, then disease also is all painful. Understand that life is constantly characterized by either janma or mrityu or old age or death. Something is always there. And therefore, that misery or the pain is constantly there. And therefore, anudarshanam. See constantly how you are suffering from this. So don't overlook that. That is also provides value so that one realizes that it's not worth having this body again. I don't want to go through this again. So sometimes the kind of pain that we are experiencing in life, we get so used to it that it doesn't seem to affect us. Swami, I am always happy, it's all right, good. As Swami used to say, I have no problem. So that's the problem, that you don't recognize there is a problem. And so Lord Krishna says there is a problem. You are happy, all right, but realize that constantly there is pain and suffering going on in the life. And if you don't do something about it, then you'll get the same, you'll have to go through it again and again and again. Do you want to? So when we recognize the pain and suffering and the involved in the life, then we know, I don't want this again. Otherwise, it's okay. What's wrong with this? I don't see any reason why I should not be born. Some people say, what's wrong with being born? Why do we define moksha as freedom from the cycle of birth and death? I see nothing wrong in being born. So then it's to be pointed out. Birth means dukkha. Meaning that the life in this world for any living being, not only human being, is only pervaded by dukkha. Dukkha or suffering is the predominant aspect of an ignorant person, put it this way, of an aviveki. of a non-discriminating person who has a strong identification not only with the body, etc., but who thinks that whatever desires arise in the mind, they should be fulfilled. And one who is therefore dictated by the mind, and who goes on submitting himself to the dictates of the mind and keeps on trying to appease the mind, because the mind is a nuisance. This mind becomes a nuisance to the person. I want this, all kinds of kama, then krodha and love, all kinds of things it comes up with. And so you just want to avoid it and get, therefore, okay. So you appease the mind. Alright, have it. You want this? Take it. Don't bother me. Want this? Take it. Don't bother me. Sometimes children also become so difficult that okay, take it and get away from here. Don't bother me. So that's usually our response to situation. Don't bother me. It will bother you so that you have to pay the price. You appease that thing so it doesn't bother you. So mind keeps on bothering and you keep on appeasing, keep on fulfilling the requirements and desires, and it wants more and you keep on fulfilling. So recognize all this is happening. All this is suffering. All this is dependence. All this helplessness. That you are helpless with the reference to your own mind. You are constantly being dictated by the mind. Make a note of this. So they want us to make a note of this. Not that they want to say something negative about the life or want to sap away the enthusiasm of living life. Not so. But be realistic about life. Understand what life is for what it is. So don't ignore something nor superimpose something. We are not saying that you superimpose hard suffering where it is not. But recognize there is constant suffering. So Panchadashi says the very duality means dukkha. The fact that I look upon myself as a bhokta, as an experience that is enjoyed, that itself is dukkha. Although I think that I am enjoying, but you are enjoying, but that enjoyment is so insignificant that it's at the cost of the limitless enjoyment that you could have had. There's an opportunity cost every moment, I am missing out. So thus, these realities of life are brought to our attention. That's basically what it is. So Vashyakara says, Idi vairagyartham vishesha uchyate. This vishesha, that martyam va idam shariram, then attam va attam mrityuna. When it said that mortality, some specific aspect of mortality. That mortality does not mean that it will die someday. It also means that it is constantly under the grasp of death. It is dying constantly and it can die any time also. Is vairagyartham. So that's all. By the way, it's prasangika. So says the Tika on the line 20, Atra prasangat atyanda vairagyartham sharirasya sada mrityu-grastatvam aha. Atra prasangat. So Shruti finds a prasanga, finds an occasion. So this is the thing. So when the occasion comes, then you say that thing. It may not be necessarily a part of the mainstream thing. It may not form the part of the main topic that you are discussing. But sometimes there is a little digression. When the digression is helpful. So digression, Shruti, Shastra cannot have. Even teacher, nobody should have digression because it distracts the mind of the student. But then sometimes you do the digression also when you want to show some specific aspects. So you're traveling to Gangotri, so that's the main thing. On the way you just take them out and look at this mountain, look at that mountain, look at this one, etc. So to also point out some additional beauty because he's going to go to see the beauty and therefore look at this beauty. So whole discussion is for moksha. And therefore vairagya is something that is very important or very useful in the pursuit of moksha. Therefore, the occasion has come when this value can be brought to the attention. So therefore, you can talk about the prasangika things, the incidental things in your discourse, provided there is a relevance, provided it contributes something to understanding the student, or it contributes something to the preparedness of the student, etc. Atra prasangat atyanda vairagyasam. Not vairagya, because when you say mortal, already there is vairagya. Atyanda vairagyasam attam mrityana. Sharira sada mrityugrastatvam aha. That body is constantly under the jaws of death. That is what is attamiti. Mrityamiti yukte kadachideva mrideti pratiti syad. When you say, so martyam, this body is mortal, kadachideva mriyate pratiti syad, and therefore that conveys the idea, or is likely that when it said it is mortal, you may go with the idea that someday it will die. Tatha sati yatha grastameva mrityayukte santraso na bhavati na tatha santraso bhavati. Then it doesn't create as much fear and concern and emergency as when it says that he is constantly dying or it can die any moment. Or says Anandagiri, vairagyartham visheshvachamiti uktam yat tadeva vairagyam kimartham iti asya. All right. Vairagyartham visheshvachanam iti uktam. This visheshvachanam, this additional thing, attam mrityana, is said by the Shruti for the purpose of vairagya. All right. Tadeva vairagyam kimartham. So what's the purpose of that vairagya? All right, Shruti says that this is for vairagya. But what's the purpose of vairagya? Kathamiti. Okay. Idyad vairagyam uktam taditi yojanaya. Yad vairagyam tat kimartham. The vairagya that has been told is for what purpose? So Bhashyakara says, Kathan nama dehabhimanataha viraktasan nivartate ide. Or nivarteta, it should be actually nivarteta ide. Kathan nama dehabhimanata viraktasan. So how kathan nama, in what manner? Dehabhimanata viraktasan, that this seeker, viraktasan becomes dispassion, becomes detached. Dehabhimanata, from the identification of the body. How to make him, or how to propel him to become free from the identification of the body. So viraktasan nivartete, that it will desist from this identification of the body. That's the whole idea. That body is mortal, all right. And it is constantly under the grasp of the death also. That being the case, I do not hold on to the body. Meaning body should not become the means of achieving my end goal of life. This body cannot serve the purpose of achieving the goal of life. It cannot be the boat that can help me to cross the ocean of samsara. As Vivekachudamani says, that looking upon the body as a means of achieving the goal of your life is like trying to cross the river with thinking there's a log of wood. It turns out to be a what is it? It turns out to be the crocodile. So there is a crocodile there and you think it's a log of wood. You grasp it and want to cross, it takes you in the middle and swallows you. So body is like that. Therefore, don't depend upon the body. Don't think that the body will take you. And therefore, become detached from the body. It is attachment with the body that is creating all these problems. It is causing in you this notion that I am mortal, causes all the fear in you, and therefore, how to become detached? Because it's such an attachment for the body. It is very natural because I've always been equating my existence with the existence of the body. My well-being with the well-being of the body. And therefore, dehe naste aham nastehe pushte aham pushtaha. If deha pushta, if the deha is healthy, then I am healthy, I am happy. If the deha is nastaha, I am no more there. Thus equating the Atma with the body, equating myself with the body. And looking at my well-being as the well-being of the body is looked upon as my well-being. The existence of the body is looked upon as my existence. This is just habitual, isn't it? There. And therefore, it may be easier to become detached from many things, but then to be detached from the body is extremely difficult. And detached from the body doesn't mean hating the body or ignoring the body or being, indifferent to the body or not taking care of it. That's not the point. You can take care of the body and still be objective. So the point is being objective. Vairagya, our Swami would say, is being objective. Vairagya should not involve any kind of a hatred or any kind of a, aversion. Just being objective. Meaning, understanding a thing for what it is. Understanding body for what it is. It's an extremely valuable asset to have. So utilize it for the ways purpose. Therefore, do not abuse the body. Don't use the body for, bhoga. It's meant for yoga. Otherwise, we are destroying the body. By misusing or abusing the body for the purpose for which it is not meant, then it's like killing the body. And that's called the... So, yeke atmahanojana. Hinasya atmana atmanam. So, Bhashyakara says that this ignorant person constantly keeps on hurting himself. Which not only hurts the Satchidananda Atma by constantly insulting and saying that I am Dukhi, etc. And then even though the Anand Swarup Atma is there, he always is begging for happiness from some other place. So that is of course the insult and therefore the injury to Atma. But the body that is called the Atma also is constantly injured or abused by being utilized for bhoga instead of yoga. And so, this is dharma sadhanam. Shariram khalu dharma sadhanam is sadhanam for dharma and sadhanam for moksha. And used as sadhanam for kama and artha. So that is the misuse and abuse of the body. So that is being objective with the body. That this is body. And it is true that this is in dharma, adyam dharma sadhanam, is a primary means for any dharma or anything that I want to achieve. And that only moksha deserves to be the goal of my life and not dharma artha kama. So body is of course utilized for fulfilling the purpose of life, but then as long as purpose is dharma artha kama, the body becomes means of attaining those things. But that moksha is the true purpose of life. And therefore, the body should become the means of moksha. In whatever manner. So therefore, you certainly keep the body in good order. So that it cooperates with you in your pursuit of moksha, in pursuit of knowledge, in pursuit of worship, bhakti, whatever you want to do. For that, the body should support you. So that is the objectivity. That body is an instrument, an important instrument. And thus, so Vairagya does not mean aversion for the body. The olden days, because the Swamis come and say, you are not the body. So people, there was somebody who took it so in such a manner that this lady, she was sick and then they would not take medicine. I'm not the body. So what? You're not the body, what does it mean? So people misunderstand this. Vairagya means what? I'm not the body. Why should I worry about the body? That's not the point. That body is an instrument. You're not the body. But you're not the car also. That doesn't mean that you don't take care of a car. I mean, you get it, checked every now and then overhauled. Whatever is to be done, keep it in good condition, keep it tuned up. Similarly, body also is kept tuned up. But then, still being objective, not taking, not identifying, not equating oneself with the body. That body is mortal, subject to death and old age and disease, and this will happen to the body regardless of what you do. So be prepared for that. And be objective that all right, body is now old. It has got this disease. It has this, that and what not. Okay, it's the nature of body. So Vairagya means that you don't equate yourself with that and so I'm miserable now, what will happen to me? And, this is... So both ways. So body is valued because there is a valuable instrument in pursuit of our goal. At the same time, body is body, and therefore it will have its own changes and modifications, and then you have to be objective. That you can't keep on crying and weeping and worrying, anxiety. Okay, that's what is going to happen. So, in that way, the body does not always become the cause of concern. Otherwise, it will occupy the mind all the time. And when the body occupies the mind, then Bhagavan cannot occupy the mind. That there can't be two things at the same time. So, constantly thinks of body. Use calories and vitamins and proteins and then all kinds of stuff. And then, so how many steps you walk, all the time. Same thing is going on. So that way, then you keep on counting steps. You cannot counting how many names Bhagavan name you have, that you don't count. So that is how. Therefore, so neither more or less. Objectivity means looking upon thing or understanding for what it is. Swami used to say, don't say money is nothing. Money is something. But money is not everything also. Some people have money is everything. That's also a problem. Money is nothing. That also is a problem. Money is money and it has its role to play in your life. This body also, everything has its role to play in your life. Recognize that role. And you have a healthy relationship with that and then use it that way. It's an asset given to us. Body is a great asset given to us, so we should take care of it and utilize it for the purpose for which it is meant. But here it is santrasa. So somehow want to create in us a fear and anxiety and concern and like an emergency. So wait a minute, this is a critical thing and we have to do something about it. So that's the idea. So mrutyana iti ukta vairagya kathan nama iti. So kathan nama deha vimanatah viraktasan nivarteta. So avimanatah nivarteta iti anvaya. How will one desist from the abhimana or identification of the body? Or Anand says nivartane vishesha vachanam phalavat iti shesha. Iti Nivartane Vishesha Vachanam Phala. In that manner, the Vishesha Vachanam, this additional qualification that Atmamrutyana is Phalavat, is meaningful for Nivartanam, for desisting from the identification of the body. For that, so that's the purpose, there is additional qualification serves here. Then tadasyeti atra tat shabdarthamaha. So tadasya amrutasya asharirasya atmana adhishthanam. Now Bhashyakara proceeds to explain that part. So attam magvan mardhyam vaidam shariram attam mrutyuna. This has been explained. Now tadasya amrutasya asharirasya atmana adhishthanam. So then sharimiti atraidi. Says the Tika in the line 23 or 22, Swapne sthula sharira abhavepi atmani vinasha pratid abhavena natan martyatvena eva atmani vinasharo vidashankya. So usually when you use the word shariram, you understand the gross body. So Bhagavan martyam vaidam shariram. Hey Bhagavan, this body is martyam, mortal. So what you normally understand is that by our sharira we understand shiryamanatva shariram, that this gross body is mortal. That's what the teacher is saying. But now understand that Prajapati is seeking to make Indra understand the reason why he thought that Atma is mortal. That because the body is mortal, therefore the notion of the Atma being mortal arises. The notion that Atma is mortal arises in fact because it is body that is mortal. And then in dream and deep sleep, so says the Tika Swapne, sthula sharira abhavepi atmani vinasha pratiti abhavena. But now, in the waking state, it is very clear that the body is mortal. If the body is not there, so, alright, I am not there. It's easy to say. The deep sleep state also, somehow you could see that the Atma is mortal. So if the body is taken to be Atma, then waking state, one takes to upon Atma as mortal. I am mortal. In the deep sleep state, the Atma's existence was equated with the Vishesha Jnanam. The deep sleep state, because Vishesha Jnanam is not there, I am so and so, that specific knowledge is not there. And therefore the knowledge about awareness of other things also is not there, so that was equated with death. So the Indra's conclusion that the Atma is mortal is that the existence of Atma was equated with Vishesha Jnanam. What is Vishesha Jnanam? I am so and so. Means I am there only when I have the... how do I know that I am? I know that I am only when I am so and so. And that is not then the deep sleep state, therefore I am not there. So existence of Atma is equated to the existence of the Vishesha Jnanam about oneself, Ahankara, I am so and so. But how about the dream state? If Atma is mortal, then in the dream state also it should be mortal. But in dream state it is not mortal. So it says Swapne sthula sharira abhavepi. So if the gross body is the reason for the mortality of Atma, in the dream state, the gross body is not there. Therefore, the Atma must be mortal. The presence of the gross body is presence of Atma. Absence of gross body is absence of Atma. So, Swapne sthula sharira abhavepi, even though in the dream, the gross body is not there, then the Atma also should not have been there if gross body is Atma. Understand? Atmani vinasha pratiti abhavena. But in the dream state, we do not find that Atma is destroyed or Atma is still there. So even though gross body is not there, Atma is still there. And still the idea is Atma is mortal. Therefore, natan martyatvena atmani vinasha aropaha. Therefore, atmani vinasha aropaha. the aropa superimposition that Atma is mortal. So martyam vaidam shariram, this body is mortal, and therefore Indra you think that Atma is mortal. But Indra may say that the gross body is mortal, so the mortality of gross body can become the cause of my believing that Atma is mortal. But in dream state that gross body is not there, and how is Atma still mortal? So you understand this. If the gross body is mortal that everybody sees, and Indra may say that my conclusion that the Atma is mortal is because the gross body is mortal, and by taking gross body to be myself, I come to this wrong conclusion that Atma is mortal. But in the dream state that gross body is not there. So therefore the identification of the gross body is not there in dream state. And still how come Atma is still mortal in the dream state also, meaning that something other than gross body also plays its role in the conclusion that Atma is mortal. So, therefore, nattan martyatveneva atmani vinasharopaha. That Atma is subject to vinasha, destruction, is not only due to the vinasha of the gross body, that it must be also due to something else. Ita ashankya atra shariramiti anena linga shrinapi gruhyadeti. Therefore, Bhashyakara says that when the teacher uses the word shariram, martyam va idam shariram, then the shariram does not includes not only the gross body, but also includes the subtle body. So gross body is mortal. So sometimes because I superimpose on myself the mortality of gross body and think that I am mortal. When the gross body is not there, that time I superimpose on myself the mortality of subtle body and conclude that I am mortal. So conclusion that I am mortal is contributed by two fellows or two entities. One is the gross body as well as the subtle body. So not only the identification of the gross body creates the idea that Atma is mortal, but the identification of the subtle body also contributes in creating the idea that Atma is mortal, because subtle body also is mortal. In the dream, what is that? Is subtle body. So Gnante Vaidi, as though they kill him. So looks like in Swapna, the dreamer also looks like he's being killed. So dreamer also is mortal. But then in the dream state, the gross body is not there. Then what causes the idea of mortality? The subtle body is there. And the subtle body being mortal, its mortality is superimposed on the Atma, and one concludes that again in dream also Atma is mortal. Atra shariramaiti anena linga sharirapi gruhyate. The word sharira also includes the linga sharira or the subtle body. So Bhashyakara said, shariramiti atra sah indriya manobhe uchyate. So when Shruti or Prajapati shariram, it is sa indriya manobhi uchyate. So Tika says atra indriya manobhi saidam shariram sharirameti anena shabdana uchyate iti anvaya. Meaning that when Prajapati is shariram, Prajapati means indriya manobhi saidam shariram. The body along with the sense organs of the mind, so that is called shariram. So in the use of the word or the meaning of the word shariram as used by Prajapati is not only gross body, but the gross body along with sense organs and mind is what is meant by the word shariram by Prajapati. So shariram is atra. Atra means what? Says Anandagiri, Magavan ityadi vakyam saptam yartha. Magavan martyam vaidam shariram. That vakya. So in that vakya, the shariram means the sharira along with the sense organs and the mind. Okay, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Viva Tadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.